Hello, everyone, and welcome. Quick mic check. Can you guys send a little yes if you can hear me in the questions box? Awesome. I'm going to give it a little bit of time here. We just turned 10:30, so I'm sure there's some people coming in. I'm just going to give it maybe 30 seconds, and then we're going to get going. Give you a short presentation on who we are, what we're doing over here, and then pass it over to Frank to kind of talk about the small US crude oil futures, which we are very excited about. And then once we get done with that, we'll transfer it over and I'll share who won the lifetime membership for Small Exchange. All right, it's been a minute. So I'm gonna get going here. Like I said, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Max Timmons, and I have the pleasure to bring on Frank Kaberna to talk about the small US crude oil futures. So, as always, derivatives trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Who is EdgeClear? EdgeClear is an independent futures broker. For anyone out there that don't know who we are a futures brokerage firm. We were created by traders for traders. We have an award-winning team, multiple clearing relationships. We have an experienced team and founder, Futures Trader 71, the team I worked with here. I've worked with the team for about 10 years, 7 years, some of them. So we have some deep roots together. We know what we're doing. We'd like to think. So we're continuously innovating and building, and we are trader inspired. Like I said, this is going to be very brief for me because you're all here to talk about or listen to Frank talk about the small crude oil futures. But if you have any questions, here's our information, edgeclear.com, info@edgeclear.com. You could email and we'll get back to you. Support.edgeclear.com is our knowledge base. We're always updating our knowledge base. It's a great resource, in my opinion, for traders to go to and get questions answered that you may not run into. And then this is it, everyone. This is the end of the webinar. So, I'm just joking. I like to do that every single time. I'm sure everyone here that's been here is just shaking their head at my dad jokes. But if you have any questions or you want to go visit the SMFE EdgeClear page, get some information on small US crude oil futures, feel free to go to myed.ge/SMFE. But I'm going to pass this over to you, Frank, and we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling.
Beautiful, Max. Thanks so much for the introduction. Thanks for the information on EdgeClear. We love EdgeClear. We love our relationship with EdgeClear, and we're looking to continue to grow it as we grow our products with intriguing stuff like the small US crude oil futures. It's time to trade oil, everybody, and we're very excited about this new product that's only been trading for a couple weeks now, already seeing a ton of volume, a ton of interest, even with some of the inside days we've seen in crude oil. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. First, let me put in front of your eyeballs a very exciting disclosure, which I have to put in front of you so that I don't get in trouble. There are some words on here that you can read or you don't have to, and we will get on to the fun stuff momentarily. And that's enough of that. So we are here today to talk to you about the new product, and I want to just give you a general sense of what the product is, but I don't even need to go too deep on it because it's extremely straightforward. It's extremely accessible. For the first time, the everyday trader out there now has a small and efficient line to the most consumed energy source in the US, one of the most consumed energy sources on the planet. You're used to looking at crude oil through the lens of a clunky ETF or energy stocks and all of that jazz that doesn't get you direct to the commodity itself, or you're used to looking at really big clunky futures that are maybe too big for you, move thousands of dollars on a daily basis. We said enough of it. Here you have a simple, straightforward crude oil future. It is a future that's based off of the commodity, so you get direct exposure to the commodity itself, no roundabout crap with Exxon Mobil and all these other energy stocks that aren't the commodity itself. Direct to the commodity and in a smaller price for you to trade out there. Ticks in a penny that equates to $1. Average move in this product is right around $100 to $200. I mean, if crude oil goes from $69 a barrel to $70 a barrel, that's just $100. Traditional futures, that's either $500 or $1,000, too big for the everyday trader, especially when you've got large moves like we've seen in recent weeks with the pipeline hack that we saw. Crude oil jumping $3 or $4 intraday. If that's $3 or $4 grand, that might be too much. Not to mention that I need to make one shot at this thing because it is so big that I can't scale into or have flexibility around my entries. All of that stuff will be covered here today and in a couple weeks. I know that we're going to also do another great webinar. Look for that, where we will look at actually trading this product live using the Edge Clear technology. I don't want to get too far afield, everybody, so let's back it up to the simple question of why you should trade crude oil. You got the product now. You've got something that has been designed for you. No more traditional products that you're trying to step down to a size that fits you, or, oh, I'm only going to risk, a couple $100 in this product that moves thousands of dollars, and then you're in and out of a trade much faster than you want it to be. You've got all the product piece. Now let's dig into why you would actually take a look at an energy source that a lot of people think is dated. I mean, it definitely has a lot of history to it, so in that sense, it is dated. But outside of cryptocurrencies and maybe some of the high-flying meme stocks and everything else, name me another market that in the last year of trading has fallen from $60 or $70 down to $10 and then recaptured all of that downside loss. This is at its core, even before getting into renewable versus non-renewable and what crude oil actually means in terms of its byproduct, this is a volatile market, and we all know that volatility coincides oftentimes with opportunity. This is a market that at its core moves. I mean, like I said, I don't think you can find a market maybe outside of those stocks like AMC and GameStop, not even Bitcoin in the last year on a percentage basis, moving as much as this crude oil market. Starting from that basis, you have a product, a market that moves a lot. And with that being said, if that volatility coincides with a traditional product that's maybe too big, created for institutions, not the everyday person, then I can't take part in that opportunity because the moves are too big and too scary. I mean, we saw several days back in March, April, and May of 2020 of $4, $5, $6 days in crude oil, the commodity, that would have coincided with thousands and thousands of dollars, which doesn't fit a lot of everyday traders on an intraday basis. For this product at SMO, the small US crude oil future, coincides with a couple $100 in movement. And now we're seeing that volatility kind of enter back into the market. It's been a slow grind higher, but now, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at $70 a barrel, a price point that we haven't seen in crude oil for the last 2 years. And now, in the same way that it was an inflection point to the downside, oh man, like some of those futures got through zero, got to negative. Other futures contracts bottomed out around, $10, $20, $30 a barrel. Where will it stop? Where will it bounce? Now the question becomes, where will this crude oil market top out at? It's been as high as over $100 in the way back years and years ago, but we haven't been as high as $70 a barrel since, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe the early part of 2019. So a very intriguing market when you're just looking at price action on the whole here. Let's dig a little bit deeper and see what this actual energy has to offer, what it affects, what I can trade off of the commodity itself, and why the commodity itself poses such a unique opportunity. And let's start with this. 2021, I know that we have progressed in many different ways in the last few years. A lot of renewable energy sources are entering the market, a lot of wind, solar, and everything else. But this is still the most consumed energy source in the United States. And so I think you'd be hard pressed to find another commodity out there, especially in the energy sphere, that has as much weight to it, carries as much influence as this product here. Now, of course, this has been a shrinking piece of the pie. This has been an energy source that has garnered even more interest than it does here in 2020, 2021. But the question now becomes, is this as far as the pendulum swings, or is it going to continue that renewable piece? Is that going to continue to take a larger and larger piece here? Now you can trade that directly. You can go in and simply create a long-term position, an investment in crude oil, maybe making a bounce back to garnering more of this energy consumption in the US. Or if you think that this trend is going to continue, a simple short position that you could carry for a long-term investment on that side of things is now very accessible and small, hence the name Small US Crude Oil, for you to get in there. So right there, this is a nice piece to start off on, because you'll see that this market affects a lot of industries, a lot of stocks, and a lot of other energy byproducts that we'll get into here in a second. The price of crude oil affects many stocks while being a unique market. Now, this is a two-headed coin here that you want to try to balance, because you can see that there is no lack of correlation between crude oil and industrial stocks in XLI and energy stocks in XLE there. That being said, there is only one crude oil market. So when you try to trade XLE in place of the commodity itself, you can see that the difference there in returns for the last year and a half is the difference between you being up 5 to 10 percentage points or you being down 10 to 20 percentage points in XLE, a big difference there. So while it carries a lot of influence and creates a very intriguing, maybe spread trade, you want to be long the stocks, but use a short oil position here at the highs as a hedge against your long energy stocks, or vice versa. You maybe want to look at buying the commodity and selling some of the companies that work in that sphere. A lot to be done with these different relationships. But if you don't have a true, direct, accessible product for the commodity itself, you're just getting tangential exposure, and nobody wants that. I mean, look at this is a pretty big difference. If at the start of 2020 you said, hey, I want to be long oil here, I want to be long crude oil, the commodity, and you went to XLE and you opened your application here today and saw, I'm down 15% with the crude oil market that is at $70 a barrel for the first time in the last 2.5 years, a crude oil market that is showing positive gains in that same time span. That is a rough one to take for any investor or trader. And on a day in, day out basis, you'll see divergences between these as well. If you went in and you wanted to be short crude oil on an intraday scalp there and you went to XLE, oil moves lower, but the stock market at large moves higher. Well, you got a problem here, because that XLE is energy stocks, not energy itself. So though crude oil might be moving lower and your short position should be gaining for you in your portfolio, XLE could be moving higher because it also has a really high correlation to the stock market at large. So nothing beats the commodity itself, and that is what SMO has to offer in a small futures product. Moving on, you also have really intriguing byproducts that this small US crude oil product kind of gets you in the door with. I think this is a really good place to start if you wanted to trade gasoline or you wanted to trade jet fuel, a couple of these other things. You might want to back up and look at the primary energy source itself first, and now you have a small version of that to toy around with. Maybe even today you're not super comfortable trading oil, but you can look at this SMO future that moves just in any couple minutes span, a couple of ticks, which is a couple of dollars. You can get in, you can buy or sell it, scratch the position, and get comfortable before moving on to high flyers like gasoline and jet fuel and everything else. And we just saw this a couple of weeks ago, where this pipeline hack caused gasoline prices to skyrocket in the short term. You didn't have I'm quoting this gasoline ETF that doesn't trade very liquidly. It isn't a great product, but I wanted some representation on there for you all. Now you have a nice, clean, efficient futures product in the small US crude oil to maybe hedge against activities like that, where it's like, man, this pipeline hack, the news is just starting to roll in. I'm seeing gas prices rise. I'm going to ride this train here and maybe scalp $50 or $100, and that offsets the rises in my gasoline prices for the next week. Or you just want to speculate on it. I mean, that's probably the name of the game for most of you out there. Is I'm reading the news, I'm seeing what's going down. I need a quick and easy product to look for, like I said, $50, $100, $150 without risking $1,000, $2,000 here. This is what is really nice about this product, is that you get that direct and small access to something that really shakes up everyday events like we just saw. Another one here is how oil affects stuff like airline stocks. And you can see here at various points the declining price of oil leading to higher prices in airlines, and also have the effect of where ticket prices go to for you as a consumer of, oh man, if crude oil now is on the rise here, what does that mean for me as someone who's trying to fly somewhere in the next 6 months? How could I hedge that out? I could buy SMO to hedge a potential rise in energy prices, which of course, as we all know, gets fed to the end user through increased ticket prices at American or United. And I took out this snippet of trading between 2000. You'll notice that this is not recent. This is 2014 and 2015, just so that you could see how, because American and United have trading teams that are in crude oil futures, hedging positions, trading back and forth to try to keep their price of jet fuel down with this same market that you could be in there trading. And what you'll see is at this period, a stark negative correlation between American Airlines and United Airlines stock and crude oil itself. And that just goes to show you that these airlines do tend to do a little bit better when they have to pay less for jet fuel, which is a byproduct of crude oil. I know I'm getting a little deep here, and this doesn't necessarily put money in your pocket in terms of scalping futures, but another intriguing piece that maybe you didn't notice shapes your world and your everyday activities with this essential commodity, because I think a lot of people, especially we've seen as we come out with this product and we start to talk to different everyday traders and everyone else, they go, it's 2021, man, why are we talking about crude oil? Because it affects so many different things here, and you can either hedge out those aspects of your life, hedge out those risks, or speculate on them yourself with this new small product. And with that being said, I am done spieling about why you should trade crude oil. Hopefully one of those ideas stuck with you. At the end of the day, this is an age-old market that is still extremely volatile, moves back and forth, presents a ton of opportunity, and now you get a slice of that opportunity in something that moves about $100 per day, has a way lower margin than those traditional futures, and is a direct line to crude. Now, before I invite Max back in here to announce the winners of the small exchange subscriptions, I will tell you what that means. Subscribers to the small exchange are getting a lifetime of 50% discounted exchange fees. They're getting reduced market data fees. Right now, market data is free for everyone, but these subscribers, after a one-time payment, or if you win today, will get reduced market data fees for life, 50% off exchange fees for life. exclusive content that we are sending, a ton of data and advanced statistics on all 8 small exchange futures. Every Monday morning, we update you with standard deviations, with realized volatilities, with correlations, projections of where the market could be going as a function of volatility and everything else. We've got pairs trading ratios, pairs trading ideas, everything else in this nice 6-page newsletter that gets refreshed and sent out exclusively to our subscribers every Monday to help them trade the smalls. And we also have exclusive limited edition merch giveaways that we're doing every single month. We are right now in the midst of giving away oil shorts to our subscribers who trade the new oil product here. You heard me right. These are shorts that have our nice oil logo on top of them. They're very, very classy Champion athletic shorts. So many fun things that we're giving away to our subscribers. You get that $100 back very, very quickly. If you want to join our community, join the small exchange. We're just a year young here, and we've been really making it a point to get the end user, the retail trader, the everyday person, everything they need to trade and trade well. Please go check out our community because it continues to grow, and we love the subscription offer, and it's not going to be offered at $100 for very long because we're seeing it grow, man. It's been a really fun ride here with the small exchange, and so please go check out being a part of our community for life, getting all those things that I just talked about and more. I think I actually have, yeah, you got the 50% exchange transaction fee cut for life. And there you go, everybody. Those are the shorts that we are giving out.
When are you gonna throw some? When are you gonna throw some to me?
I
would rock
Max,
those.
let's take this offline, man. Let's not show any favoritism. But yeah, I do have a box of these oil shorts right with me here in the office. It's nothing crazy here, but we love to do fun giveaways with our community of small exchange members and subscribers. So it's something fun, man. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
Awesome, dude. So yeah, with that, I mean, we can throw back to you and take a look at who has won some of these subscriptions that they're so kindly.
Real quickly before we get to who won, there are, I want to just kind of throw it out there that does anyone have any questions for Frank on this? By the way, Frank, every time I see a chart of crude oil in May or in March of 2020, it just blows my mind seeing that thing dip.
Crazy, right? I mean, it's one of those things that is frustrating for so many people and was frustrating for so many, just like family and friends of mine, where it's like you're reading about it in the news, like, oh man, like Frank, you must be going crazy with this crude oil, going below zero, some of the contracts, and it's so low. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's really interesting. It's really fun to trade. The thing that has stunk is that those same people haven't had a good product to take part in it without risk. I mean, some of those traditional futures contracts, Max, went from, around $10 or $12 to -40. That's a $50,000 move, man. And so now, thankfully, we've created this product for the everyday person to be talking about crude oil, chatting it up and going directly to the market without risking their house on something that they want to speculate and get in on, man. So yeah. It is funny that just last year we were seeing crude prices of $10 or $15 back to $70 a barrel, man. That quick.
It's wild. It's just it blows my mind. But yeah, we're really excited about the small U.S. oil at EdgeClear, and it's crazy that we've both been around now for a year working together. We're really excited about the SMO. But like I said, I'll kind of get to the winners real quick. Keep in mind that we respect everyone's privacy, so I only put first name and first letter of last name. So if there are multiple David B's out there, I'm sorry, only one of you have won. But let me real quickly throw that over. I wish I had like a drum roll app.
And the winners are.
There's the winners. So they're all random. It's Scout's honor. It was a random pick by me. We will be sending out an email with information how to get the subscriptions through EdgeClear and how it's all done, you must have a live account, with EdgeClear in order to take advantage of it. Frank, there is one question: a link to the subscription, please. Do you want me to pass that back over to you? Or do you want to kind of?
If I can, do I put it in the questions or the chat tab? Do you know?
Questions. You can throw it in the questions and just send it to all.
Okay. It is as simple as just subscribers.thesmallexchange.com. I am having some difficulties here typing into the question section.
You can do it in the chat box too. Everyone should see all the entire audience in chat.
Yeah, and I feel for all the people who did not win today, but yeah, if you are interested, please go check out this membership here at subscribers.thesmallexchange.com. I just sent that to organizers only, I think, so I am an idiot. So hold on one second. It's a really fun piece, man. Like, we're constantly engaging with our subscribers. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yep.
We're constantly asking them what they want to see in products. We're asking them what their feedback is on all the content we create exclusively for them. And I mean, right off the top, you're getting a reduction in those exchange fees. So hopefully, if you are trading actively, you'll get back that money in a fairly quickly manner. But yeah, I mean, we're planning on launching a new product next month, and I've got all these really great designs for our next run of what'll probably be t-shirts that'll go out to our subscribers as well. I mean, I know it's not much, but just to be a part of a community like this where the other exchanges out there, not to name names or get catty here, are so cold, so big, creating products for larger groups. We really, from product development onto content creation, onto just mocking up designs for t-shirts and shorts and everything else, we love to focus on that everyday person. And this membership here is just a one-time payment to get us going here as we are so young and be a part of our community for life as we build. I mean, we're at 8 products deep right now, Max, and we're trying to create one every single month here, and we're looking to add options and extended hours very soon. So we're growing fast. Be a part of that growth. Subscribers.thesmallexchange.com. I'm done plugging stuff now, Max. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, well, hey, we really appreciate you coming on board. This recording will be up on our YouTube page. I'll try to get this out to everyone that registered as well, just so everyone has access to it. So subscribe to our YouTube page. Reach out to us. We're happy to help. We love working with Small Exchange. And again, Frank, thanks for coming on board.
Thanks for having me, Max. This was a blast. And thanks, everybody, for attending. This has been fun.
Have a good one, everyone.